a very chilly Monday morning. I don't know if you guys will be able to catch that on camera, but it is extremely cold right now. I'm on my way over to Oom Johan from MRD. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys should know who he is. He is a legend in the Honda tuning scene up here in Gauteng. We are on our way over to him to have a chat with him to find out what we should do with regards to our UNIQ chip. Should we keep it and get a new tune done on it? Should we ditch the UNIQ chip? And if so, what management should we be looking at? As well as the advantages of going over to a different ECU for this car. There's a lot of options and I want to make sure that I'm well aware of everything involved when changing the ECU out for something different. Would it be worth the money for me? I'll catch you guys once we get to Oom Johan's place. Stay tuned. I'll see you soon. MANBASE is an online website where you can purchase high quality sunglasses, watches and men's grooming products. All their sunglasses come standard with UV protection and polarized lenses to reduce glare and protect your eyes. The W2 is my favorite set from their website. Be sure to check out their sleek range of watches as well as their men's grooming kits for all your grooming needs. Use code CCDR100 to save R100 off your purchase. Once again, that's CCDR100 for R100 off your purchase. Thanks to MANBASE for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back into it. Okay, so here with Oom Johan from MRD today. I'm thinking of taking the UNIQ chip out of the car. Oom Johan, tell me, if I take the UNIQ chip out of the car, what can you offer me? I decided to come to you since you're a local tuner who's close to me. And at the end of the day, if there's something going wrong in the future, it will be convenient for me since you're close to me. What will my options be if I were to take the UNIQ chip out? What can we do to my car? And explain that process to me.
It depends on your budget. First of all, you can go for a dictator. What I like about the dictator is it's a very honest system. What they say it's doing that exactly. It's not, there's no gimmicks in it. Okay. So you know it's going to work. If it says 1 millisecond injector time, it's 1 millisecond injector time. So I don't want to talk about or throw down other management systems and so on. That's not who we are. But I like them very much because they're very honest. If you go for an ECU master, it's about double plus VAT a dictator. So what's nice about the classic is you can take the lambda sensor, wire it straight into the classic. Okay. You don't need an extra module or driver or something to control the module that's talking to the classic. Okay. So the drivers is already inside, built inside.
Okay, so let's say for instance if I were to get the classic and I would turbo my car in the future, would I have to upgrade to the black or can we use that in the future?
You can still use the classic. It can do boost control proper. What I like about the classic is you can wire up a flex fuel sensor, for instance. You can, and then the flex fuel sensor will tell the management how much ethanol content is in your tank. So if you've got like 10% ethanol content, boost will be low. If you've got 50%, you will up the boost
so
by
I don't
itself.
have to figure that out for myself.
No,
the flex fuel sensor will figure that out.
Yeah, you just throw in your mix at the racing track and then it will go up. No stories about pressing buttons, automatic.
And let's say we go for the classic, can we upgrade to the screens at a later stage? Is something like that possible if we go for drag build?
Yeah, the screen plugs straight into the classic. It communicates whatever is on the classic will display on the screen.
What sensors would you recommend me to get on my car to monitor everything?
Well, I would like if we can put the lambda. Obviously, if we put the lambda on your car, it's easier for me to tune, number one. And then if we know we can get fuel economy if we put the lambda. If you put the oil pressure sensor, the oil pressure mainly we're going to use for engine protection. If the oil pressure goes certain level below a certain RPM, we can cut the engine or put it on a limp mode.
So basically a fail-safe.
So it's nice for protection and for logging. Fuel pressure is nice to have. You can check the fuel pump. On your car, I think your VSS sensor is nice and easy to wire up. We can do wheel speed. So I don't know where we can use the wheel speed, but we will make a plan. Maybe traction control only first gear and not second gear. We can wire up the NOx sensor. I would put in a wideband NOx sensor. It's wideband means it's got 2 wires. It's easier for the ECU to understand it, so there's much less noise. Yeah, then we can play later on the dyno. I can show you, okay, here it's knocking. Another nice feature on the system is you can tune per cylinder your timing. So normally, like our local standalone units, we tune all 4 cylinders. It's got 20 degrees timing, but now it starts knocking. So now you have to take away 3 degrees. Then you see, yes, but now the power is dropping. But you must remember, you take away 3 degrees from 4 cylinders. With this one, you can go and take away 3 degrees from one cylinder, one cylinder, and then you see, oh, it's only this one. Then you take only away that cylinder, and the amount of horsepower you lose is much less. So tuning is you can tune on the limit now
and still be safe while doing so.
And still be safe, yes.
Okay, I've got 2 options. This is a far more basic setup, and this is far more intricate, if I can put it like that, but
yes,
which will also be safer for me. And like we said earlier, if in the future I want to put another motor or do more modifications on the car, it would be easier for us to use this ECU Master Classic on the car. If I decide to go with either the Dictator or the ECU Master, what would the time frame be and what would the job include? Obviously you can't just unplug my ECU and put that in there. What are you all going to do to the car, and how long would you need the car for?
Well, normally on a Dictator it's a lekker straight easy installment. You buy already with a loom, so you just go to your injectors distributor. On a Honda we put like a MAC adapter in close to the distributor to get a good signal to the ECU. So that normally takes us about, I would say, 1 day for the installation, and the tuning is very quick. It's like a Dictator is easy. It will take us about maybe 2 hours at the most to get everything set up and tuned.
Okay, so with the Dictator we're basically looking at 2 days all in all, yeah, from I bring you the car till I get it back.
Yes, yeah. If I spend only time on the Dictator, I can do it in 1 day, but there's other work as well.
Yeah.
So, but
let's call it 2 days.
2 days is like you work like it's easy. Whereas you put in a ECU Master, lots of setup work you have to do on your ECU Master. If we do an installation on your car, it will take us about 2 days, maybe 3 days for the install.
For the install?
Yeah, but there's lots of sensors we have to wire extra, and routing, planning, and where the sensor is going to sit, and we use lots of extra sensors. Then you need time to do the setup on the computer, because now you have to set up the lambda, you have to set up the air temp, set up water temp, set up fuel pressures, oil pressures. It takes time.
So at the end of the day, it will basically be my decision, whichever issue I opt for,
yes,
between the Dictator or the ECU Master. There is a big price difference, but I think let me give it a couple of days, think about it, and then I'll get back to you and see what we're going to do on my car.
All day long.
back from Oom Johan, and at this stage there's basically two options for us if I want my car to be done by Oom Johan, which I am extremely comfortable letting him work on the car. Like I mentioned earlier, he's close to me, he's very well known in the Honda scene, so I'm extremely comfortable letting him do all the work on my car. The options he gave me, let me break it down, is either dictator management or ECU master. The difference between the two, from what I gathered, is that with the ECU master there's a lot more control over the motor and also a lot more safety features. The ECU master might be a bit overkill for my setup, but if we decide to build the motor in a year or two, I think that's where the ECU master will do a lot better in terms of safety features and the control of the motor. I think you can get a lot more out of the motor with the ECU master. I've never done this before, went standalone management, so I'm basically talking out of what he told me. For now, something like the ECU master will be overkill, but in the future on a built motor, or let's say we decide to turbo the car 3 years down the line, if you have an ECU master, you know that you can use that ECU setup and you can go a long way with that. So in terms of buying once and buying right, the ECU master I believe is the best choice, although it's 3 times the amount, probably a bit more, of the dictator management, but I do believe that if you do it right the first time, you'll only have to do it once. So let me know what you guys want to, or what you guys think would be best for the car. Let's say money was not an issue. Obviously it is. I would have to save up quite a bit to get the ECU master if I decide to go for that, but give me your input. I know a lot of guys don't want to see a standalone management on the car and they want to keep the piggyback, but unfortunately that's not an option with Oom Johan to keep the piggyback. He does not deal with the UNIQ, so unfortunately that's out of the question for us. I think that's going to be it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Once again, thanks to our sponsor MANBASE for sending out the sunglasses. They are of amazing quality. If any of you are looking for sunglasses or watches or anything to purchase, check out MANBASE and support the guys that supports us on the channel. I would appreciate that dearly. I'll see you in the next one, bro. Peace out and reflect your passion.